Hello, Dan Joss. How are you today?
Doing great. Good morning.
Good morning. So, money talks.
Excellent.
There are lots of things always in the news about money.
Yes.
But right now we're starting to hear about some presidential stuff with conventions and all going on.
That's right. Every few years.
Yeah, it does seem to happen. Tell me your thoughts on how the presidential elections might impact somebody's stock portfolio or the market.
I could do that. I ran into somebody the other day, not physically.
Good.
Chickahominy House.
Okay.
And they said, hey, if this election doesn't turn out the way I want it to, what should I do with my money? And I didn't ask them
Which way they wanted
it to, but they had a concern about the administration, or
Okay.
the change of administration and their portfolio.
The peaceful transfer of power.
So I gave them
Or the lack thereof. Because it might not change.
It might not. I gave them the same answer I gave someone that asked a similar question 4 years ago,
Okay.
and 8 years ago, and 12 years ago, and
You've been doing this a while.
you get the idea.
Yeah.
There is little correlation between the president and his administration, or her administration, and the stock markets.
Really? That just doesn't seem possible.
There used to be some up until around the mid-'60s, and then really it's gone away the last 50 or so years.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure.
Okay, because it just doesn't seem to make sense to me. Expound on this, please. Help me understand.
While the president can influence the economy through policies and economic agendas that can impact the stock market, the president probably gets too much blame or too much credit when it goes down or up.
Definitely gets too much credit, not enough blame in my book.
Got that from Investopedia.
Okay, Investopedia.
And correlation, even if there is some, doesn't necessarily mean causation.
Okay, so the causation, and there's a correlation sometimes, but it doesn't lead to causation. Is that what you're telling me here?
I'm saying just because it correlates doesn't mean that president caused the correlation.
So just because the sun came up this morning, it doesn't make me responsible
Doesn't make
for
you
it.
responsible for it.
But actually,
Are you going to bring it up tomorrow?
I will. I'll be responsible for tomorrow's
Great.
sunrise.
Thanks.
Yeah,
We know who to call if it doesn't.
that's right. Hopefully it's not going to rain tomorrow.
You heard of Mount Rushmore?
I have heard of Mount Rushmore. I've been there. I went there with my folks.
Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Roosevelt.
Yep.
Roosevelt?
FDR.
FDR. Excellent. My parents took me there, too. So the best market returns for the president in office.
Okay.
What are the top four?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I'm not the financial guy. I don't know these things.
Calvin Coolidge, 26% per year during his presidency.
Wow.
He was a hero among small government conservatives for his modest, hands-off approach to government, famously said, "After all, the chief business of the American people is business. They are profoundly concerned with producing, buying, selling, investing, and prospering in the world."
That sounds like an economy based on capitalism.
Second president on the Mount Rushmore of markets, Clinton, president during the dot-com boom, 15% per year. Second best president,
Okay.
13% returns per year. President Obama, recovery after the housing boom and bust, and the biggest or worst bear market since the Great Depression.
Wow.
And then fourth, McKinley, 11% per year. He was an exception to this because, this was over 100 years ago. Most of these presidents with the biggest returns are more recent.
Okay.
So then that was one. And secondly, he was in favor of protective tariffs that tend to see lousy stock market returns. So correlation, not causation. Don't bet your portfolio on who's going to be the next president.
No, certainly not.
Develop a portfolio with your advisor that gives you confidence through whatever happens and whoever's in charge.
That makes really good sense. Yeah. Develop your portfolio with an advisor who can help you through the good times and the bad times, not betting on who's going to win or lose.
Yeah. And to get academic about it, we put a short little video on our website, jossbrown.com.
Okay. Good. And if somebody wanted to call and talk to you about this?
757-903-2127.
All right. Well, thank you, Dan Joss, for being here on Money Talks today.
Thank you.
Money Talks is a weekly program presented for the listener's benefit and entertainment. It is provided at no cost to the listener, and the ideas, opinions, and comments are not to be construed as legal advice, tax advice, investment advice, or other advice specific to the listener. Listeners are encouraged to seek the advice of a licensed professional or other qualified party when dealing with financial, legal, tax, medical, investment, insurance, taxidermy, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, real estate, chiropractic, veterinary, oral hygiene, hot air ballooning, etc. we have given you some food for thought. Now, call a licensed professional such as Dan Joss at 757-903-2127. Thanks for listening, and remember, failing to plan is planning to fail.